Hello there everyone, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we are looking at something very, very cool that I've been wanting in my collection for a while, and it was sent to me for free by an eBayer who kind of messed up and sent me a big box of free stuff as an apology. They didn't tell me they were going to send it, I didn't ask for it, but I'm happy to have it. It is the Safari Limited Parasaurolophus. Specifically the vintage 1996 Parasaurolophus. I can't entirely remember if I had this guy as a kid. It looks familiar to me, but that might be because I definitely had the baby, the juvie. I had the baby one with the same paint job, kind of. So I know I had that for sure. Not entirely positive I had this guy, but I am big into these vintage Safari Limited figures. I actually love the current Safari Limited figures. They really care about scientific accuracy, great detail, great paint typically, a good size, affordable. Tariffs have changed that a lot, but that's not really Safari's fault. They're great scientific display figures for adults. Even people that don't care about scientific accuracy, and they're also really good toys for kids that have some educational value. That's my thoughts on the brand as a whole. Now let's get into my thoughts on this figure. It's in pretty good condition for its age. You can see it's got a little bit of beading on it, you know, so you got a worn toenail, worn edge of the horn, very worn. But I love Parasaurolophus recreations with the big skin flap. I don't know if it had it. I don't know what the evidence for that is. It could just be speculation. If it is, that's actually completely fine. I just think it looks cool and unique for a lot of hadrosaurs and stuff, and I don't see it enough on Parasaurolophus stuff in the modern day. It seems like we've kind of gotten away from that, but I still really like it. I also like the pose. It could be a very casual walking around pose, but it could also be a kind of alert, I think I heard something pose, which is really cool. I love this kind of orangish red. It looks redder on the camera, I feel like, and a little oranger. It's very pumpkin-y. Very pumpkin-y. Nice belly paint. And then the green is really nice. I do get sick of like all green and all brown dinos, but when the green is integrated like this, he looks like he's in a freaking pumpkin patch, dude. He looks like he has pumpkin patch camouflage, and I really like that. Safari also likes to give us little lumps for the genitals. No hole. They have hole openings now. We got some sculpting on the bottom of the feet, but not much. It's a little wonky looking. And this guy's got some more angular mold lines than I'm used to on modern safaris. But once again, this is from 1996. This came out when I was but a child, but a tiny little babby boy. And it's still really cool. You know, I don't have any packaging to show you, but they normally just had a tag, I believe. They still do to this day, typically. And there's no articulation, no accessories, black eyes. The stuff they have today, I do feel like is an improvement over this, but it's a really cool vintage piece. Really scientifically accurate stuff like this for the time, scientifically accurate for the time. It just wasn't around. The demand for scientifically accurate dinosaur toys wasn't really there yet. Safari was really ahead of the game on that, both for kids and adult collectors. Full stop. That's why they're a staple in museum gift shops. Which is where I get most of mine. This guy, no. eBay seller. One of my favorite eBay sellers. But yeah, he's really cool. And since I don't have anything to show you other than detail and paint, let's move on to size comparisons. Here's the 1996 Parasaurolophus with the, I believe, 2021 Spinosaurus. It's hard to remember because they released a 2019 and then had to immediately rush out a 2021 because the science changed so much in such a short time. This is the 2021 Spino. Pretty sure. But yeah, these aren't dinosaurs that would have lived together or been around each other, nor in the same time or place, but they look cool together display-wise, I think. It's really, really cool. I like it a lot. God, I love Safari Limited. Next up, I'm going to show a Schleich. I collect a lot of Schleich. It's kind of around the same level as Safari, so here is the 2025 Megalodon. Another thing that wouldn't have lived in the same time or place, obviously. It's a shark. But still pretty cool. Another more modern figure for you. Yoink. And I also want to show one more Schleich. This one is from their Eldrador Creatures line, which is like a fantasy monster line, but it is based on a prehistoric creature. It is the Frost Mammoth. So that's pretty cool. This is something that didn't exist. It's based on something that existed, but I still think that's really neat, you know? And of course, it didn't live alongside mammoths. Yoink. How about a Papo figure? Huh? Here is the Papo Allosaurus repaint. That's very cool. Another one, it wouldn't have lived around. This is a Jurassic guy. Parasaurolophus is a Cretaceous guy. I'm sorry, folks. So sorry. But now I think it is time to show something. Oh, I have another Safari right here. And this one is from its time and place, a bit more so anyway. The Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatlus. Very cool. This is a pterosaur, so, you know, not showing it with a dinosaur or a fish or a mammal, but something a bit closer to it. That's not a dinosaur. Boop. I am going to go to another Schleich for an extant animal, which has a very prehistoric vibe. The Schleich alligator. Okay. That's cool. Moving on. I know what you all want to see Parasaurolophus with. Tyrannosaurus Rex. So here is a play school T-Rex who is gigantic. Lord, I even have him in his quote-unquote correct posture, and he is still so big. If you know what specific set this play school T-Rex is from, let me know, because I do not know. I got it at Goodwill. There was a Spinosaur also with the same kind of paint job, but it was missing his jaw, so I didn't get it. If you know what Playmobil set he's from, let me know, because I can't find it. But yeah, big T-Rex. This looks more like a juvenile next to him, but you could scoop him up, give him a chomp. Yoink. Pretty cool still. And how about the WOW Toys Diplodocus from their Polybag, which I reviewed. Now, this, full disclosure, this WOW Toys Diplodocus is actually the K&M International mold, aka the Wild Republic mold from their Polybag. They kind of just took their Polybags and allegedly scribbled out that name, allegedly. But I like the sunset colors of this one. I like my orange dinos. I just really like orange dinos. That's one of the reasons he's here. Plus, he's also kind of a vintagey look. Very cool. Yoink. Okay, another vintage dino. This is the guy that used to be the big dromaeosaur before Jurassic Park put Velociraptor in the public eye. It is the definitely dinosaurs. Whoa, okay. Definitely Dinosaurs Deinonychus from Play School. Yes, sirree, you gotta love the Play School. Yeah, I like these kids' dino figures. They're actually really nice. Did I say that T-Rex was Play School? It's Playmobil. I hope I got that right. The T-Rex I showed you is Playmobil. This is Play School. Gotta remember this stuff. Gotta remember. Of course you want to see it with something from the Jurassic franchise. So here is the Track and Chase 2-pack Velociraptor from the Jurassic Park 93 Classic line, along with his foe, the infamous, the horrendous Buff Needry. So let's prop Buff Needry up here. Okay, fun. Velociraptor being bigger than Parasaurolophus wouldn't really been the case, but honestly, the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park is really more of a Deinonychus. Actually, it absolutely is a Deinonychus, but it's fun, you know, you say Jurassic Park Velociraptor versus juvenile Parasaurolophus. So it works as a juvenile with a lot of toy lines, but I still like it as an adult Parasaurolophus model as well. And there is one more thing that I would like to show it with, and that is a kaiju. Prehistoric creatures inspired so many kaiju, including the big guy. So here he is, the Bandai Japan Movie Monster Series, Gemstone Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex. Pretty cool. I could see this Godzilla romping around on a dinosaur island. Of course, it would be a smaller Godzilla or much larger dinosaurs. But if you display your kaiju and dinosaurs together like I do, then you will really appreciate a lot of these scalings. So what are my final thoughts on the Safari Limited 1996 vintage Parasaurolophus figure? I really like it. I'm very happy to have it in my collection. There have been very few Safari Limited figures that I didn't like, to be completely honest. I really like this line. It's probably my favorite dinosaur toy line. It's a great balance of quality and price, affordable but beautiful, durable, great for adults and kids. And this is a really cool one. You know, hopefully I've maybe shown a younger part of my audience something they've never seen, maybe an older part of my audience something that they'd forgotten about, give them a little nostalgia. Or if you're just, you could also be younger and familiar and older and not familiar. That's very possible. But it's a really cool figure with a really cool color to it, and it's a nice little size. And online they seem to still be pretty affordable, which is great. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.